Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to episode 2 of our playthrough, full campaign playthrough of Darkest Dungeon, the board game. In the last episode, we got set up. I talked about the characters and some of the game mechanics, though we haven't seen them all yet. And we started to explore our first dungeon as we try to thwart the necromancer, who is our first threat to our Hamlet. And we're going to see what we can do here. Now, we went into the first room. It was a trap room. Everybody took a little damage. And then we scouted, and we have some choices to make about where we're going to go. Obviously, we don't want to go to this other trap room. There's no point. So I think with this being empty and this being a Curio room, we're going to head this way and hope that one of these two rooms is one of our objectives. Mainly because we want money and experience. But now, we're going to do a couple things. First off, since we scouted, we're only going to be rolling one die as we traverse the hallway here to this Curio room that we're on our way to. And we're going to dive right in. I'm not going to waste any time. I did a whole bunch of explaining in the first episode. If you want some explanation about the game, please go visit that. But we are playing the Crusader, the Highwayman, the Vestal, and the Plague Doctor in that order. And so we are going to start to roll again for our happenstances as we go through the dungeon. Let's see what we're going to get. I got my trusty Obey dice bowl from the They Live game that I'm enjoying. And we are going to, let's see. So we have to roll first for the Crusader. He's the one in the aggressive stance. See what he gets. A darkness. I got to remember, I will get the terms down, but that is called a something darkness. A stressful darkness, which is not good. Okay, and then the next one, because we don't have a way to thwart that right now. The Highwayman is hungry. That's okay. The Vestal is blank. That is better. And the Plague Doctor, got a Curio, which we can't do anything about. We're going to have some Curio stuff going on here. So first we have to deal with this stressful darkness. Now, the good news is there's lots of things that show you what everything is in these little cards, reference cards. So stressful darkness is we consume a torch, we take +2 stress, or we lower our torch by 1. I mean, we're already at a 4. I guess we can lower it to 3. It doesn't really change anything to lower it to 3, as you can see here. So we're at a 4 right now. We're at a 5. That's the best benefit. Here, everybody gets a bonus to crit, including the monster, so we want to get that light back up, but the Vestal can do that. So I think we'll take the hit, and we'll just say that it's a 3. Okay, now we do have to eat with the Highwayman. That's not a problem. We do have food, so we'll just consume some food there and not have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about anything with her. And we have a Curio here. Now, the sad part is, here, let me show you the Curio. Draw a Curio card. If we have a torch, we could not suffer the bad effects of it, but that's not going to be the case. So the Plague Doctor found something. He's going to look at it, and then we're going to see what happens. A Curio in the hallway and a Curio in the room we're going to. Okay, here is the Curio deck. I have not shuffled this yet, so I may have shuffled a little bit. We're going to give it a big shuffle and see what happens. Now, the problem with this is there's some good stuff and some bad stuff on it, right? And because we don't have a torch, we can only take the bad stuff, which kind of bites. But it is what it is. This is how the game rolls out. We got a healer. We can do things. We're going to be okay. But this might be the first weird thing we've seen. It's going to be on our Plague Doctor, of course. Our Plague Doctor, I think it's in Darkest Dungeon 2. Her name is Paracelsus, and she is was a doctor that became a kind of a quack and started experimenting on dead bodies, living bodies, undead bodies, things like that in the game. Okay, I think we've done that enough. We're going to cut, and we're going to see what Curio we get. Altar of Light. Okay. A small holy altar seems out of place against the backdrop of corruption. You open a small sack resting at the altar's feet and feel your fingers twitch as you realize that the sack has been drenched in some kind of toxin. So we're going to take 1 damage blight for 3 turns. We're going to get 5 coins, a positive quirk, and a dungeon. This actually isn't so bad. The blight is kind of bad, especially on the Plague Doctor. Let's do that first, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take these 3 blight icons right there and put them on top, and every time we take a turn, one of these will come off and do a damage to the Blight Doctor. Now the Blight Doctor is resistant, so I have to deal with that because I did put all 3 tokens on there, but being resistant, I think she has a defense. Let me look it up. Oh, I know she does. Let me look up to see what it does when you have 3. You might cut it to 2, I'm not sure. Okay, so resistance against Blight means we reduce it by 1 turn, so that is not so bad. The Plague Doctor will only take 2 turns, but there's a lot of good things on that card, right? So first off, we're going to get some money. 5 gold. 5 G's, baby. We'll take it. There's 5 gold. Now, I'm keeping this track of this on the light board because it is communal. All the money is communal, but he's also going to get a positive, or she rather, is going to get a positive quirk. Now, how do I know it's a positive quirk? And I know it's really small, and hopefully you can see it, but if you look at the background of it, it's in this color, as opposed to a reddish color. If it's a bad quirk, then it's a reddish color. And you can see those on, let me see if I can find a Curio card that shows that. That shows a negative quirk. There. This one, see how it's red? I know it seems really hard to read, but that is how you know. And so we drew the Altar of Light, and we're going to get a positive quirk from it. But the Blight sucks, but that's okay because we might get something really good out of this. Quirks are very, very good. Now we can have, I think we can have a max of 3 positive and negative quirks. Okay, and this is going to be the first one. Let's see what we get here. Let's see, I'm just shuffling it up. I haven't shuffled it again. I don't think I've shuffled it enough for sure. But we're going to draw, or cut one more time, and then we'll draw. Okay, let's see what we get. Night Owl. Torch equals blah, -1 stress. I'm going to look that up. I need to look up this, what that means. And there are, like I said, there's all kinds of handy aids on this that can tell you what it does. I think I'm going to have to get that one out of the book, though. There's a whole chart of stuff that shows us how these work. Okay, let me look that up. I'll be right back. Okay, whenever the light goes down, goes -1, I get a, she gets to take away a stress. That's pretty cool. So she's a night owl. She likes being up at the night. And then we also get to roll a new provision die and see what we get. Hopefully we get a torch. That'd be nice. No, we got a DD. That means it's wild. We have to pick it now. So I am going to absolutely pick a torch. Okay, that gives us something we can use if we run, because we're going to go into a Curio room, and I would really like to not just suffer the negative effects of a Curio again. That wasn't too bad, anyway. So that's resolved. We resolved the Curio die, and now we get to move on to the room here, which is going to be a Curio room. Now, what does that mean? Let's find the rooms. I can show you specifically what the Curio room does. Here we go. Okay, the Curio room, it says Curio room, roll a d10. On a 1 to 5, the room is guarded. Commence a battle. On a 6 to 10, it is unguarded. After resolving a die, draw a Curio, which hero will interact with the room, and it's cleared. So we're going to get to clear the room, but we have to roll a d10 first and see if it's guarded or not. Hopefully not. Well, maybe, I don't know. We could get good stuff out of killing things. Let's see. An 8, it is not guarded. So we are simply going to draw another Curio and resolve the effects of it. And it's going to be, we might get to burn the torch and see what we do there. So let's shuffle it up again. Now you put those back, you shuffle them up. This could be some crazy stuff. So who's going to interact with it? I guess we have to decide that now. After resolving the die, draw a Curio and choose. So we get to draw it first and then choose who's going to interact with it. Okay, let's see what we get here. Confession booth. Okay, let's see. A forsaken confession booth. It hasn't been used in years. As you step inside, you feel a faint chill followed by a painful sting. As you shake the poisonous spider off your garment, you notice some coins on the booth's floor. So we don't have to suffer this, and we do not suffer these two things, the +1 stress and the negative quirk. We don't have to worry about that. We also don't suffer this. Now, if it's a negative one, that'd be positive, but it's not +1. We don't want to add additional stress. So we are just going to get the 5 coins, and that wasn't too stupendous, but we're up to 20 coins already because we start the game with 10, and that is how it will go. Not too bad for us. Okay, let's continue on. All right, we are back to traversing our dungeon. Now let's hope we got lucky and came up the right path. This has been cleared, so we're going to remove that token from the board. and then we're going to just move to the next room. So let's start there. Now I'm not going to scout, so we won't take any stress from that. I do want to keep the stress down. By the way, stress is really hard to get rid of, but we are going to each roll 2 dice, two dungeon dice or delving dice or whatever they're called. I don't remember specifically, but it's going to be 2 each. So we'll start with the Crusader. Let's see what the Crusader gets. Ooh, something weird and a growing hunger. We'll have to look at that. Now, you know, as much as I read the rules and everything, I can tell you that this is a blind playthrough for all intents and purposes. I played the little scenario that we had. So that is called rubble. Okay, we can manage that as rubble. We can get rid of the rubble. All right, next up we got the Highwayman. Oh, two stressful darkness. We do have a torch now, though. Oh, no, we don't, because I used it. We don't have a torch. I used it on the Curio, so we didn't take all the negative effects. Okay, a trap and food for the Vestal, and I'm not getting any blanks. There are blanks on these, you know, and rubble and food. Okay, we got a problem here. Okay, well, let's start resolving these. See what we got to do. We have very few provisions left. Luckily, we're not through the dungeon yet. Okay, so let's see. The first up is the food. Do I want to? The Crusader's not that damaged. If we take the food, we can hunger. We just suffer 2 damage per hero level. I think he's just going to suffer the damage. He can take it. That's going to put 2 more damage. That puts him at 3 damage. We're heading in this room kind of beat up. I hope it's the room we want. And then the rubble, we will use our 1 tool to get rid of the rubble. Now, what if we didn't? What would that have done? Suffer a damage and a stress. So it looks like the Plague Doctor, you know what? I'm going to let him, the Crusader, suffer 1 more damage and a stress instead of using the thing. We'll use it on the Plague Doctor, who also needs that. Okay, we got 2 big darkness things here. Now I have no way to deal with them, so I have choices. I can take 2 stress or lower the light by 1. I do not want to lower the light by 1. That is bad. So I think, man, that's 4 stress though. That is really rough on the Highwayman. But we'll take 2 for sure. So I just did that. That gets rid of 1. Man, I don't know. This is really challenging already. Okay, I think we can't let the light go down 2. That means +1 stress. Or he takes just 2 more stress. That's 4 stress. Man, that is a lot of stress. And we don't have any way to stop it. No torches. Man, he'll just have to start really stressed out. That's bad. That's so bad. I mean, I guess we'll have to do that, though, because I don't want the torch. We've already knocked the torch down a bunch. You know, I've seen other playthroughs. People have gotten a lot luckier than me. Man, between this and the Darkest Night game, games with the title Darkest in it are not doing well by me. I think we're going to have to suck that up and do... I'll do -1 light. I got to look and see if that happens immediately. Does everybody gain 1 stress? I'd rather everybody gain 1 stress than he gain another 2. But let me look that up. You know what I don't like about the rulebook? It doesn't have an index. It has a table of contents, but not an index. And I need to look this up. Okay, not as bad as I thought. That means when in the battle, when heroes suffer stress, they suffer +1 stress. But we're going to alleviate that, hopefully, with the Vestal. All right, next up, we do, in fact, have the Vestal. She's going to deal with a trap. I think we're just going to roll for her, and hopefully she gets lucky and doesn't take any damage. Remember, the trap is going to be... we need an 8. We need a 9 or 10. That would be perfect. A 7, so she is going to take 2 damage from the trap. Man, we're going in beat up. Wow. So she takes 2 more damage. She only had 1, so she's at 3, but out of 12, she's already down to 9 damage. Trust me, these things can kill us pretty quickly, too. Then she has to eat, which she will do with one of the remaining... Oh, wait, these are not food. Those are not food. We don't have any food. Oh, God almighty, this is so bad already. Okay, we have no food. We have no food to get us there, so we're just going to have to take damage. Woohoo. That is 2 more damage to the Vestal. I believe, I think I can I do something else? 2 more damage. Oh, so, no, just 1 food or suffer 2 damage. That means that the Vestal is now up to 4 damage and 8 health. Wow. Okay, well that's the Vestal. Now we go on to the Plague Doctor. The Plague Doctor is going to use the shovel, the tool, to remove the rubble out of the way, and then has to eat and can't. 2 more damage. I think that puts the Vestal at 5 damage. Almost halfway dead before we even get to the room. And that resolves all of those tokens. Let's see what our room is. Hopefully it's the one we're looking for. It is not, but it is a treasure room. So let's get that out and get ready to battle. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is draw a random room out and deal with that. So let's have some fun here and see what room we end up with. All the rooms have their own little special quirks to them too, which makes it even more interesting, but problematic for us. So let's see what we get here. We get the Ritual Chamber. Well, that's the very first one. We'll just get that out. Okay, the Ritual Chamber says, cornered. Heroes ending their turn here, suffer 1 stress. And I'll show you where that is. It shows it on the board. Anyway, I got the board out. We're going to put it out and get ready to play this battle and have some fun. All right, well, I got to move some things around. We're going to put out the board for our battle. Okay, as we get ready to do this battle, I got the turn marker on round 1, and I've placed our heroes. You can see where they belong on the board. So the person in the aggressive stance, which is our Crusader, starts here, along with the person in the range stance, which is our Vestal. You see them right there. And then up here, you see the symbol for the back row, whatever it's called, and defensive position. They're right there. And then the next thing we're going to do, we do have some chests to populate. I've got to randomize these chest tokens up here. And we'll draw a couple. We'll take that one, and it goes in this area here. And I thought there was 2. Oh, there is, down with, that's interesting that they're with the heroes already. So it does require an action to pop them open, but they could give us some good stuff. And now we're going to populate the monsters. So as you know, we have the room deck to get out. And let's see, here's the room deck, or the monster deck. I'm going to shuffle it up a little more. I'll just draw them at random and see what we get. Could be bad, could be really good. Now, the monsters, they start in the positions with the red. You can see where they are. And I believe this is the ritual room, and I believe in the ritual chamber, this might be higher ground. I have to check that. But if we're cornered, meaning we stay in this room here and this room here, if we stay there, we're going to take a stress. So we want to get out of that area pretty quickly. All right, I think I've done enough here. Let's see, we'll take the first one here. We have a bone arbalist. The ones I think I did paint these, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so and that is going to go in the back position. So they will be back here. Let's we'll just get all the monsters out first, and then I'll go get the minis and put them out. So we got a bone arbalist. Take a look at him more closely. We have the cultist brawler. He is going in the front, so he'll go there. And then we have, let's see, a brigand man. What a motley crew! A brigand cutthroat. That is in the front, so that's going to go in the defensive position. And then we have one more, a spitter. So it's a spider, and it is going in a back position, so it will be here. And then I'll go get those monsters out, and we'll have some fun killing them. And there we have it. Now the next thing we're going to do as we get to set up this battle is we're going to get the initiative cards out. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the bad guys, 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the good guys. We're going to start to shuffle these up like crazy. Now, initiative, how this plays out is, I won't explain this every time, just this time because it's our first fight, right? So how this plays out is when a hero goes, it's going to go in order of the from aggressive back to the back row, right? But it'll go back and forth on who gets to act. Hopefully the Vestal gets to act quickly because the Vestal needs to do some healing. I think our Crusader might take some stress and stay in there. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's the Vestal that does it to get that treasure. But we would definitely want to heal the Plague Doctor, though the Plague Doctor has no healing capabilities at all. Though we can probably get after that Spitter. However, the Spitter I think has resistance to blight, so I think the Highwayman needs to deal with the Spitter, right? Okay, well, we got a whole bunch of cool things going on here, and we'll deal with them as we go. I'm just making sure these are way shuffled up so that we know we have a good chance of having a good mix instead of all things going once or twice. I know it's just a few cards, but I haven't mixed them up before. You saw they were in order. So, okay, here we go. We'll put this here, and we'll draw the first one. It is going to be the monsters. So, the first monster that's going to go is going to be the cultist brawler. Let's take a closer look at the brawler now. So, here's what we know about him. He's level 1. He has no dodge. He is resistant to stun. He can move 2. He's got 11 health. Now, being that he's in the front row, in either of these two positions, he's going to do 1, which is rend for the old gods. Okay, now he's going to try and attack one hero, the closest hero, which would be, oh, he's got complete choices there. So he's going to go after the one with in the most aggressive stance. That's going to be the Crusader. That's the next default down. This does a pull for himself, means he's going to pull himself forward, but it doesn't really matter. I got to remember if push or pull, I think they're backwards. I think push would push him forward, pull would send him back 1. So he might go back 1 on his, and it says self, so he goes back 1. But if he does manage to hit, it's going to do a bleed 3, a debuff 2, and 1 stress, 2 stress right now. So that is not good. Now he certainly has the movement. He's going to. So here's what he's going to do. That is a range. What range is that weapon? That attack? It is a range 1. So he's going to. By the way, here's the bad guy right there. I did paint them all up. Like I said, it's a slap chop or whatever it is. I just got them table ready using mostly those, whatever they call them, paints, the speed paints. But he's going to move here, and then he's going to attack the Crusader. Okay, so now the Crusader has no dodge. And let's see. So the cultist is going to need an 8 and cannot crit currently. Well, can, because we have a +1 crit. Actually, I think we don't have this +1 crit. It's only the extra stress. He's going to take 2 stress if he gets hit on this one. So let's see what happens here. This could be bad already. Starting off bad. 3 he does hit. So that is going to do. You get this. This is how bad this is. That is going to do, well, only 3 points. That's not so bad. I thought it was worse than that. But you know, there's other effects, right? So we're going to take 3 damage to the Crusader. He's already really hurt. For someone who has a lot of health, he's already hurt pretty bad. I thought there were 3s, but I guess not. They're just 5s, 1s. And, okay. Anyway, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to take 3 more, so I'll take 5 and 2 on the Crusader. And then he's going to suffer a bleed 3. Bleed 1 for 3 turns. So let me get those out. 1, 2, 2, and 3. So here's what that looks like. We're going to stack these with him, and at every time he takes a turn, one of these will come off, and he'll take a damage. And then he's going to get a debuff for 2 turns. And let's find the debuffs. Here they are. And this was already bad for us, y'all. This is terrible. Okay, debuff for 2 turns. Here's what that looks like. There's 2 of those. And then lastly is going to go up stress 2 because of where the torch is. And that is the bad guy's attack. That's it. So he came up and he attacked our Crusader for quite a bit. Did quite a bit to him. Very unhappy about that. Let's see if we can make something good happen out of this now. All right, let's draw our next card. Hopefully it's a good guy. It is not. The bad guys are going first. So now we're going to have the Cutthroat. Let's see what he does. The Brigand Cutthroat. Remember, when these die, they go out of the game because they're not undead. The only one that's going to stay in the deck is the Bone Arbalist. He is in the which position? He is in the defensive position. So we got to roll a die to see which one he does. He does slice and dice or uppercut. Let's roll a die and see which one of those he's going to do. An 8. He is going to do the slice and dice. So he can move 1. He's going to the most crowded space. They're all the same. The slice and dice has a range of 1. Yeah, okay. So he's going to attack this one. Unfortunately, it's going to attack both him and the Vestal. That's the unfortunate side of that ability, right? So it is going to. He needs an 8. Now the Crusader has no dodge. The Vestal does not have a dodge, so it's just going to be 8s. Oh, this is so terrible already. Wow. Okay, well, Slice and Dice is coming. That's going to put 2 more debuffs on the Crusader too if he succeeds. So, and this is 1 die to rule them all. So you don't roll against each target. You just roll against the group. That's why he went toward the most crowded, because he's going to Slice and Dice the 2 of them. Let's see. He rolls a 5, so he does hit. That is going to be 4 damage to each of them. Man, we're almost dead already. It's crazy. I'm at 11 of 17 on the Crusader, and the Vestal is at, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll just take one of these. And the Crusader, or the Vestal, is at 9 of 12 already. That's how this game goes. And then they're going to take a debuff with Slice and Dice. They're going to take a debuff of 2 turns. Okay, so adding another 2 turns of debuff to the Crusader and 2 turns of debuff to the Vestal. How fun is that? This is not going well for us already. Hopefully now a hero gets to go. That would be super nice. Yes, a hero gets to go. All right, and we should do this right. I'm doing something that is not going to help me later on. I should keep track of, no, not that. Sorry, my bad. Here, boom, and then boom, and then boom. Oh wait, and then the Crusader. Boom. That's the best way to do it, because that way you get to keep track of what goes where. Okay, so the Crusader's going to go now. What is the Crusader? Well, he's got his Smite. I mean, he could probably take out that undead. Does the Bone? He does have the Unholy keyword, which means his Smite will do more damage. Now we get 2 actions. I think for his first action, he can do 2 attacks too. By the way, he's going to do Zealous Accusation into here first. Here's what that looks like. It won't kill. Will it kill either of them? It won't kill either of them, but it'll do some damage. So Zealous Accusation, he can get both of those guys. He cannot crit right now with this unless something weird happens, but he does get a 5. Now let me see, do either of them have a dodge? Let me look on their cards. Oh man, the Cutthroat has a 2 dodge, so I'll have to roll a 7 or less to hit him. And then the Bone Arbalist has no dodge, but is not subject to bleeding. Okay, so we're going to do that attack. Zealous Accusations be our first action. Hopefully we roll well. Let me think about this a little bit. Yeah, I think that's the best move. Let's do it. A 4. So we succeeded at hitting both of them. That is great. That means we're going to do, let's see, he does 5 damage to both of them. We got a couple 5s. 5 to the Brigand and 5 to the, 7, sorry, 7 to the Bone Arbalist. Okay. Smackdown. Now, it doesn't have any other effects. It just does the extra damage to Unholy. Oh, it's +1 only, so it's 6 damage, not 7. Okay, 6 damage to the Bone Arbalist. And now he has another action. I think he will... Man, I could get rid of one of those guys. I could... Oh, no. The Zealous Accusation doesn't do that. It just does the 5 damage. It doesn't have the bonus. That's Smite. I could try and stun... Who's gone... So the Arbalist has not gone yet. So I might want to hit him and stun him. I don't think I'll kill him. I could do the Stunning Blow. It does 4 damage, but it will stun him for 1 turn. I could also do that to the Cultist Brawler, who's a lot more devastating. Or is he? I don't know. Yeah, I think for my second action, I will do the Smite. That would be, what? Smite would be 8 damage. We could kill the Bone Arbalist before he does anything. Let me think about that. Okay, so just checking the Bone Arbalist again. He does have a dodge, so we need an 8 or less. A 3. Is that a critical for him? It is not, but it does do 8 damage to the Bone Arbalist, which means that the Bone Arbalist is dead. That is fantastic. Okay, because he had 5, he just took 8. As exceeds his 11, he is gone from the board, and we have killed him readily. So I'll take him off the table. I'll just put his miniature back there for now. That was okay. The Crusader did his job. Okay, now let's see. Hopefully one of us goes again, because it would be the Highwayman. It is not. It is the Spitter. The Spitter goes next. Now, what does the Spitter do? It's a big spider. It is going to do. Now, it's resistant to poison. It only has 5 health. Only has 1 movement. It is in the archery, the 3rd rank. So, what does it do in the 3rd rank? Nothing. It says it does 1 here and 2 there. Huh. Oh, in their groups. Okay, so it's going to do 1, which is spit. Who's it going to spit at? It's going to marked furthest. Okay, there's no marked, so it's going to spit at the furthest because it's got a range of 2. It can't. There's a big wall here, so it would have to move to do that. I think it's basically the same distance, equidistant. So I might as well just stay there. See, it's 1, 2, or 1, 2. Actually, they're closer, so it'd want to spit here. But it's going to have to move 1, which it can do. It can move to there and then spit into here. Right? I'm going to check that. That might be higher ground. I do need to check that one. By the way, I almost forgot this. We ended in that corner space, so he's going to take 1 stress. We've got to get the heroes out of that space. Out of that space for sure. Takes another stress for that. Okay, I'm looking at the higher ground piece. Okay, never mind. This is not higher ground. Okay, or this is not, rather. So it's going to come there, and it's going to do its spit attack. It's got a 9. It will target the farthest. It's going to target the one in the most aggressive stance. Those 2 are there, so it's going to target the Crusader again. Does say farthest. Yeah. Marked farthest. Well, just got farthest. 2 range. Okay, here we go. Come on, roll badly, please. A 10! It missed. It spit at the Crusader, and it missed. Oh, man, that is wonderful. Okay, that's good, because we are very likely to... where'd that card go? Where'd the initiative card go? Come on, y'all. I need to put the card on him. Okay, let me find that. Well, we know all the monsters have gone, so it's up to us now. So here we go. So we're going to go now. Again, it is going to be, finally, the Highwayman, who is right here. And I do definitely want to get him out of that space. So for his first action, he might move. Though he's probably better at taking care of the spider than the Plague Doctor. So I think for his first action, he's going to actually move into the space with the critter. He can kill it in 1 shot if he does his Wicked Slice, which is what he's going to do. So he's going to use Wicked Slice. He can use it from these 3 stances. He is in that stance. And it has a 9 to hit. The Spitter has a 1 dodge, so he needs to roll an 8 or less. Come on. Let's see. He's going to Wicked Slice the thing. Let's get it. A 1. Man, if that is actually critical. Let me show you. A 1 is a critical for that. That is 11 points of damage. He obliterated the spider in 1 shot. Kaboom. The spider is gone, and that means his initiative card is out of the deck for now. And that was his 2 actions. So, kaboom. Now, he critted, which means he reduces his stress by 1. Now, unfortunately, no one else was with him, so they don't get to take advantage of that, but he does get to reduce his stress for the critical. Okay, next up, we're going to have the Vestal go. That is great because we need some healing. Who do I heal first? I think herself. Now, she could try to... This guy's pretty tough. She does have judgment. I got to get the light up too, don't I? For her first action, she's going to do Dazzling Light. It is a 1 range thing, so she's going to go after the cultist brawler, I think. Well, let me see. The brigand already has damage. She's going to go after the brigand with this. 5, 6, 7. It's not going to do enough to kill him. No, we're going to hit the cultist brawler with this. Dazzling Light. Okay. It's got a 9. The cultist brawler has no defense or no dodge, so we just need to roll a 9 or less with the Dazzling Light to hit the brawler. An 8. Ooh, man, close call, but we did do it. That is going to put... let's see, Dazzling Light, that's going to put 2 damage on the brawler, just 2. It's not much, but it's a start. But the other thing it does is, and he's resistant. Oh no, he's resistant to stun. I'm going to take that back. I would have done that to the Well, he would have missed, actually. Yeah, well, resistant to stun. So guess what? I thought I was going to stun him. Boom. But he's resistant. So I did not. That was a bad move on my part. But we did get some damage. And the torch goes up. So the torch goes back up to 3. That means we're +1 to crit. So are the enemies. Then for her second action, we got to get out of that space. I'm not thrilled about this. Her judgment, I mean, I think she's just going to have to suck up a stress and stay there. Yeah, she's going to do her judgment because she'll be able to heal 2 on herself, and it's a range of 1 to 2, so she's going to hit the brawler with this because she can't kill him with that. He's got 5 already. If she hits him or crits, he'll be dead. It is a 9, so she needs a 7 or better, or worse, or less rather, and it's going to heal her 2. Okay, here we go. A 6, that'll do it. So we're going to do 4 points. That is judgment. We're going to do 4 points of damage to the brigand. Man, we did this all in the first turn, y'all. First turn, we killed 3 of them. We haven't even finished the first turn yet. That card is now out of the initiative lineup, and the brigand is dead. He did his damage, though. He did some dirt to us there. And she's going to heal 2 points from that. If I can, there we go. 2 points. Better than a sharp stick in the eye, right? Okay, now we have who's next? Let's see. Well, it's going to be, this card is gone because that critter is gone. So it'll be the Plague Doctor. There's only 1 enemy left, so we're going to get to go a lot, I think. Man, I can't believe we did so well with the killing it in the first round. Now, you only get 4 rounds to fight. If you don't make it in 4 rounds, you have to flee, so it's pretty good. All right, so for the Plague Doctor, I think for her first action, this guy can be blighted. I'm kind of worried about my Crusader going down already, but let's do this. Oh, she has to take a stress because she is in this space here. But we're going to get this chest and see what it is. Okay, that means I can roll a provision die or I can roll a d10 in gold. We're going to get gold just for completing this, 20 gold. So I think we're going to roll the provision die. I think that makes more sense for us. So let's see what we get for a provision. We get a... Oh, wait, I also have to take off one of these and do 1 more point of damage to her. She's at 6 now. She's not very tough, but at least one of those tokens is gone. And I have 2 potions. She could drink 1 to get rid of that, but it's only 1 more point. She's going to leave it alone. She's not going to take it off yet. Because we'll save those potions for later. We may need them. And then for this, that was action number 1. Action number 2, I don't want to be the weakest person for him to go after. So I think he's got a movement of 3. So we're going to go 1, 2, and we're just going to camp there. I don't think we're going to do anything. I mean, I suppose I could go 1, 2 and attack him. He's not likely to attack her. He's going to go for the closest. Oh, wait a second. He might attack her. Only 2 people can be in this space, so that's not good. I forgot to talk about that, but these little dots here represent how many characters could be in that space at one time. So he cannot move into here. So if I move the Plague Doctor down here, he might get attacked. So I think we're going to do our original plan. We're going to go 1, 2 to here, and we'll hang out. Because he will not be able... No, we'll go here. He can only move 2. The closest he can get is there. Okay. That's the end of the round. Boom! Round over. Okay. Bad stuff happening, though. Okay. Round token goes up 1. We're in the second round of the scenario. We're going to reshuffle all the enemy cards. Hopefully we get to do a lot of going first. All right. Let's see what we get here. Okay, let's hope we get some luck. We did. Okay, so we're going first. So the Crusader goes first. What's the Crusader going to do? The Crusader is probably going to do a stunning blow. We got to move, though. So the Crusader's first action can be move into the space with the cultist. Then he's, I think... No, he's immune to... I'm not going to bother trying to stun him. I'm just going to try and kill him. So for the second action, we're going to do Smite. He's not unholy, so this isn't going to help. But we're going to try and smite him. He's got no dodge to speak of, does he? I got to refresh my memory on that. He does not. So we're going to need a 9 to hit. And we do get a critical bonus now, so we do have a chance to crit with this. A 4. We didn't crit, but we did hit for 7 points. That means he's at 9 out of 11. We probably can kill him this turn. Let's just get 7. So he's got 9 damage on him now. That is pretty good. And let's see what we can do. We can finish him off. That was both of his actions. No, I forgot. So my camera battery died just as I was doing a couple of things in that last turn. I don't think you missed a whole lot. But the Crusader at the end of during his turn took a damage for the bleed, but instead what I decided to do was use one of our bandages to rid him of the bleed tokens. And you can use, and it also heals him 1. So he is back to 10 of a 17 health and damage. So you missed that part, maybe, perhaps. I got to go look and see where it cut off when I upload it and edit. I'll try and do some clever edits there. Yeah, also, that is where we're at. Okay, now we're going to move on because that was the Crusader's turn. He did a bunch of damage to the cultist. But we're going to move on to see who's next. Hopefully it's not the cultist. It is not. It's another one of our heroes. So the highwayman's going to get to go next. Now what's he going to do? Now he can move 2 in a movement. So problem is I don't want him to take any stress. Now one of the things I didn't mention in this, actually there's 2 things. I want to correct myself. When you pick a quest, you're supposed to pick 2 and discard the other one. So I'm going to go. I didn't do that. I just picked 1, which is fine. Doesn't really impact the gameplay that much, except I do have to get rid of one of the other quests, and I'll sort that out. Just to remind you as a rules thing. But the other part I wanted to remind you of is we do have the ability to camp on this adventure. And that's the firewood there, which I have on our combat tracking board right now with our money. And what you can do then is, once you've cleared a room, you can rest and gain some health points back and things of that nature. So with the highwayman going next, and a movement of 2, he's not super stressed out. He's not exactly unstressed. I'm surprised at how much stress we've actually taken. But he's going to go 1, 2, I think. Now he'll end his turn there, so he's going to lose his stress, right? And then he will take his second action to do a pistol shot right here. Again, it's range 1 to 2, so we can certainly do that. And it's got an accuracy of 9, 5 if he hits. He can crit with a 9. And also right now we're at +1 crit, so we can crit on a 1 or a 2 for 9 points. And if he's marked, it's +2, but they're not marked because I don't have that ability running. So why don't we do this? Let's roll the attack and see if he can take this guy out with a pistol shot. Oh my gosh, a 1! That is a critical. That is 9 points of damage. The cultist was almost dead. So, boom, we have completed our last enemy. Now, just a reminder, the only one that's going to get shuffled back into the deck is this guy, because he's the only one that is undead or unholy. The rest of them are humans. See, humans, this one is undead. This is a beast, human. They're going to actually not be in the game anymore. I'm going to put them aside. Because in this scenario against the Necromancer, it says, after battles, remove any non-unholy monsters permanently from the game. So, permanently from the game, meaning this campaign, not the game in general. Like, you don't go tear them up or anything. But I'm just making sure none of them have unholy. They don't. So, those are gone from the game, from the actual deck, and this guy will get shuffled back in. But we also have to do some wrap-up. Okay, so in wrapping up this room, we do have a couple things that we need to do. First off, this treasure token and the one that we used are out. They are gone. We still have plenty more to pull from, which is fine. But we also get to clear that room, which means we can rest if we want to. And also, from the room, we're going to get this bonus. Commence battle when the room is cleared. Gain 20 gold, so we do gain that. That is equivalent in this scenario of an experience point as well. So let's get out a couple 10s here. There's 10 and 20. 20 gold added to our kitty. Right now we're at like almost 40 gold. We're doing quite well on the gold area. Now, that means that this tile is going to go away, and we're going to put back our dungeon too. Now, with this room cleared, we can take this token off and put it aside. This room has been emptied out. We have a clear path back home. Well, if we need to go to the other side, we just have to go through that trap room again, which isn't great. This is discarded for now, won't be used again in this adventure. The ritual chamber is kaput. I think so. I'll look at that to be sure before we move on, or before we go to a new room. I'm going to straighten out the characters right there, and we are going to continue on with our exploration. Now, I do think that we're in an empty room. I am going to use our token, our firewood token. You can barely see it's firewood, but I promise you it is. And we are going to rest there. Now, I have 8 points of resting, so that can be made up of some stress, that can be made up of some health. Basically, it's just a couple of points, right? So the two that are in the most danger, actually, is our Plague Doctor and our Crusader. I also want to get the Crusader up on stress, so I'm going to spend 3 of my 8 points to move him 1, 2, 3 up on the stress track, just so he's not in such trouble. That leaves us with 5 points left. I'm tempted to just take all 5 off of him. I am. I'm going to take, well, I'll take 3 off of him here. That leaves him with 7 damage, so he's got 10. And I'll take 2 off of the Vestal, leaving her with 5 damage, and 1 off of the Plague Doctor. That should be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 4, 5. Yeah. Nope, 6. He's going to be at 8. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 8. So I did 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, okay, we're good. We got all of our damage tokens taken care of. Everything's ready to go, and we're going to mosey on, but we did do our rest. Unfortunately, we can't do it again. Now, I don't want to explore. I'm just going to move on, so we're going to have to roll some fun dice. Let me get the board ready and continue on. Okay, we are going to move to this corridor. Hopefully, we get to our mission objective. It would certainly be nice, but we have to roll these wonderful dice again, and we have not had good luck with them. So first we're going to do the Crusader, a Trap, and a Curio. Could be worse. We don't have a torch, so it's going to be bad. For the Highwayman, we get food. That's it. So he's going to take a little more damage. He's actually the least damaged, but he's only got 1 point of damage on him. For the Vestal, 2 food. That's going to be a lot of damage. We have that's 4 points of damage. That's terrible. I don't have any food. And then last but not least is the Plague Doctor. 2 Curios. Oh my gosh. I got 1 blank on all those dice rolls. So our luck is still holding to be the same. Okay, so let's deal with the Trap first. And just as a reminder, the Trap is going to be, we're going to have to roll at 8. It's an 8 or lower. His dodge does come into effect, but he doesn't really have a dodge because he's the Crusader, and we're going to see if he takes some damage. A 7, he did take damage. Unfortunately, he took 2 points. So that puts him back up to 10 total damage. Okay, and then the next one is a Curio. We're going to draw a Curio card and see what terrible, maybe good and bad things happen to him. Can't believe the Plague Doctor got 2 Curios. Might kill him. Might kill him. Oh, and in our transition, we are going to, as we go down the hallway, he's going to get that Blight and take another point of damage. So he is at 6 out of 11. Maybe our Vestal needs to do some healing in the next room, hopefully. Okay. I think I've done enough shuffling. Let's see what we get here. Stack of books. A stack of literary treasure is an unlikely location. In your hasty search of valuables, you find only a sharpened rusty pin that slices through your finger as if it were paper. Cursing your luck. This text is very small for me, sorry. You decide to push on ahead. So we get a negative quirk, we get 1 bleed token for 3 turns, and we get a positive quirk. Okay, that's going to be very interesting for our big guy. So let's deal with that. We're going to start with the negative quirk. Oh, first we also get. I'll just do that now because that's going to be easy. We're going to get 3 1 bleed tokens. I mean, that could kill him alone. We do have bandages. He's probably going to have to use them to get rid of the bleed tokens. I don't want him bleeding to death. Also, he's going to lose one more of the, as we travel across the corridor. Let's see what we get here. Weak grip. His crit chance. If his crit chance goes down, I always gotta look those up every time. But that's his. He's got a weak grip, and he's also going to get something positive here. So we're going to have to move these out a little bit, I think. But we don't need the fundraiser card anymore. That one is done. So we'll put that there. Just put that up there. Okay. Let's see what his positive quirk's going to be. Got a weak grip and a strong grip. We'll see. Okay, early riser. So if the fire reduces, he gets a... if the fire goes up, he gets a 2-turn buff on it, which increases his critical chance. So those are the 2 cards he's got. I got to look up the weak grip. I think it's crit goes down, just to be sure. Crit goes down, he gets +1. Or if he crits, I don't know. +1 stress. It's going to add stress for him because he's got a weak grip and he's worried about dropping things, right? So we're going to look at it. They have a whole list of them. We're just going to look at what they are. Negative quirks. Let's see. It is called weak grip. Whenever the hero suffers a critical damage, they suffer +1 stress. Okay. So that's a quirk we're going to definitely want to get rid of. He got the bleed tokens, got the positive quirk. And I think that's everything that happens from that card. Yes, it is. Okay, there's that. And he is going... I'm just going to immediately use the bandages to get rid of the bleeds. I don't want him bleeding out on us there. We're down to 2 potions in our stack of tools and stuff that we brought with us. Okay, that was the Curio, so his dice are complete. We're going to go here for the food. Now, if you recall, food means he either has to eat something or take 2 points of damage. So the Highwayman is now at 3 damage out of his 12. The Vestal is, that's really rough. That is 4 damage. That's going to put her at 9 out of 12. So we're going to stack that up. It is what it is, right? Because I don't have any way to deal with that. Oh, she also had a debuff, didn't she? Yes. So she's going to lose one of these debuffs. We'll still have them coming in this room. I got to go around the circle and make sure I'm catching everything. And that was her 2 dice right there. Now we got a real interesting scenario with 2 Curios. I think we already have 1 positive quirk. So we'll see what happens here. Okay. And that's when the fire goes down, it's -1 stress. It hasn't gone down lately, it's gone up. So it's the Night Owl. Okay, let's see what she gets. Iron Maiden. A rusty Iron Maiden stands against the wall, clasped shut. You feel tense as you try to open the devilish contraption. God, I wish they just put this in normal text, so I don't have to stare at it so hard. I can't read that word right there. Alas, you pin yourself to one of the spiked, whatever that is, spiked by accident. You curse your luck as you break 5. Oh man, guys, I'm just going to do what it says. Read it here. Read it. Okay, there you go. So he's going to gain a stress. That puts him at 3 stress. Okay, and then he's going to gain a negative quirk, 3 bleed tokens, and I can't see what that last one is. I got to look that up. Okay, he gets something else at the end there. I got to look it up. So we're going to do 3 1 bleed tokens. We don't have the ability to stop this now, so this is bad. Going to have to bleed him out. We don't have any more bandages left, and that could be the end of our Vestal there. Oh, it says you notice a trinket. Oh, we get a trinket. Okay, okay, good. So I did that. Now I have to do the negative quirk. So our Plague Doctor is up to 2 quirks as well. Negative quirk is clumsy, takes damage, gets a debuff. Okay, that's not great. You can tell as you go along, you got some things to keep track of. So we're gonna have to go very carefully turn by turn, and I'll make sure I slow the heck down when I'm doing the turns. And then we get a trinket. Now you haven't seen trinkets before. Where are they? Where are my trinkets? There they are. Way the heck over there. Okay. This is the trinkets deck. Trinkets are items, and they can have, they're really powerful items actually. They can do a couple of things. I'm going to start on a positive side, then they have a negative side when you use them, and you go back. So we're just shuffling it up here. We're going to see what we get. We draw a trinket. Okay, went to stop the dog. Bloodthirsty ring. Consume 1 provisions, food, and gain 10 health. Wow, that is pretty cool. But then we flip it if we use it. Bloodthirsty ring, 1 hits, suffer 2 bleed damage. That's pretty good. We will want to use that at some point, and that is going to go on this side of the Plague Doctor there. Okay, that is the Plague Doctor's trinket. Pretty neat. Okay, that was one of the Curio dice. We still have another. So this is going to be an interesting world. I feel like my luck is just not good again. Okay, suit of armor. An antique suit of armor stands amidst the ruins. You see something shining from the gap in the helmet. As you reach for it, the headguard clams shut, drawing blood. You break free with it, the trinket in hand, but now you need to stop the bleeding. Oh, I wonder if I can have more than 1 trinket. I don't know. We're going to take another stress. Oh my gosh, he's at 4 stress now. Another 3 bleed. This is going to kill it's going to kill the Plague Doctor unless I get some healing. Another 3 1 bleed tokens. So we get those out. I mean, that's crazy how much. I've watched a playthrough or 2 of this with other people, and I don't remember seeing somebody with a stack of 6 bleed tokens on them in 1 round. We're going to get a positive quirk. This will be 3, so that's all he's going to be able to take, or she rather. And then we're going to get another trinket, and I got to see how many trinkets you're allowed to have, and if you're allowed to trade them off. Okay, let's see. Okay, Clotter. Oh my gosh. Every time we bleed, I think I'm going to read that, but it looks like every time we bleed, we're going to get another. We're going to get to take off a extra one. That's what it looks like to me. I'll check though. I wish I had a reference instead of spreading everything out through the rulebook. It's on page 27 and 26, by the way, for the negative and positive quirk. So that positive quirk is Clotter. Whenever bleed is to be applied, the hero reduces it by 1 turn. Okay, so we just applied bleed, but I don't think it affects this. I guess whenever it's applied, so when I take the bleed damage, I'll take one off. That's the way I read it. Tell me if I'm wrong with that. And that concludes. Well, we got to get the other trinket and see. Then I got to see what I can do with the trinkets. If I can hold, how many I can hold. If it's only 1, blah, hopefully I can trade them or something. Okay. Gets the Sage's Book, accuracy +2. When in the rear position, which he's in. This is really good. That's just all the time, or when we use it rather. And then Sage's Book, accuracy -1. So we're going to have those. I'm just going to see if I can hold more than 1. Let me check that out. Okay, the amount of trinkets you can carry are equal to your level. So we're all level 1. So he can only carry 1 trinket. We're going to swap out the Sage's Book and keep that and give this bloodthirsty ring to the Crusader for future endeavors, because the Crusader tends to take a lot of damage, and is our tank, so that helps the Crusader be tanky. And I did look, you can give your trinkets to a companion after you can choose which one to keep and give the other one away. So that's what we have done. Luckily now we're done with that part. We've completed all of those curios. That was a lot of fun. By the way, the artwork on these curios is really cool. Again, it's a little dark, but they do look really good. It's just straight out of the game. The artwork in the game was fantastic. So, all right, that is it for our hallway exploration. Now we're going to get onto this room and see which one it is. Oh, it is. I believe that is one of our objectives, right? Let's just double check that. Where's our quest card? I put the quest card somewhere. Where did I put it? Oh no! I will find it. Here we go. Okay. We are looking for 1 layer room must be cleared as the minimum quest goal. Clearing a layer rewards an additional 10 gold. Okay, so we have to clear out this layer. So I'm going to get the board set up again. We're going to get that taken care of and have a lot of fun fighting some more monsters and possibly getting our rear ends handed to us. Okay, let's shuffle these up and see what room we're going to be fighting in this turn. we're going to be fighting in 3, the healing fountain. Oh, look at that. Healing heroes ending their turn in this place. Space hero heal 3. Man, that could not have come at a better time. Okay, well let's take a look at that. Put the room tiles back in a place where we get to them easy, and I got to get room tile 3 out. I have them in order, so it shouldn't be too difficult. It should be room tile 3, right? Doesn't look like it though. That's 5. Oh, 3. I got it right here. That's interesting. It is the... where did I put the... Okay, well, never mind. Here is room tile 3. We're going to put it right here, and we're going to get everybody set up. I'll be right back with all the setup complete. Well, I don't see any treasure chests in this room, so our setup was pretty simple. I just put out the heroes. Now we're going to have to draw our critters and see what we're going to be fighting. This is quite the endeavor, right? So this is our setup right now. The Plague Doctor and the Crusader are standing together. The Vestal and our Highwayman are standing together. Highwayman's name is Dismas, I believe. Crusader's name is, I don't remember, Arnaud or something like that. Anyway, we can make up whatever names we want. So we're going to have first a Bone Rabble. That is going in the front. So they're going to be first. They're undead, so they always stay in the game. They're also unholy. That is good. Next up, we have a Cultist Acolyte. They're in the back. So they're going to be in the last position. Next up, I'm just cutting every time I draw. We have Bone Soldier. That's going to be front, so it's going to go right behind the Bone Rabble. This group doesn't appear to be as tough as the last group we fought. And another Cultist, Acolyte Cultist, will be in the back there. So 2 Cultists and 2 Bone creatures. Let me get those out. Okay, y'all. Here is our setup for this scenario. We have the Bone Rabble right here, the Bone Soldier right here, and the 2 Cultist Acolytes. You know what they don't give you in this game, which would be super, super helpful, is something to mark 2 different of the same enemy, so you know which one's which, right? Like, once they move off those spaces, it's going to be hard to remember. Well, maybe not, but I mean, not hard to remember, but they should have some way of marking them. I think what I'm going to do to mark the... Let's do this. I'm going to take one of these 10... Doesn't mean they have 10 damage. I'm going to put this one on here to designate that she's the one in the far back. That'll just help me remember that she's the one in the far back of the room. I'm shuffling up our initiative cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yeah, got them all. Okay. Now we're going to start taking our turns. Hopefully we get to go first, because that healing room can only hold 3 people, and we got to get there. So we're going to definitely take, everybody's going to take 1 move to get into the healing room so we don't just die. Oh, by the way, I did need to take a bleed token off for as we entered the room. I know I did that in the hallway, didn't I? So it's going to be on his turn, but he'll take 2 off. Hopefully we can get him her healed, rather, the Plague Doctor. Okay, I think I have these shuffled up enough. I don't know, we'll see. Alright, let's go. First one is going to be a hero. That is fantastic. It's going to be our Crusader. And so what is he going to do? Well, he only has 1. He's really damaged, so I want him to end his turn in the healing room so he can get 3 health back. And then the Vestal might be able to help heal him up some more. So he can only move 1, though. So he can't even get there. He's going to move 1 toward the healing room. And then for his second action, he will do... Well, the only thing he has that has any range is Zealous Accusation. It can hit 2, but he's not going to be able to do that. And it doesn't do anything to Unholy. The Rabble only has 6 hit points. If he managed to crit, he could kill it, but he's almost going to kill it in 1 shot. Now, he does remove a debuff token from his tableau there, and then we're going to go on the attack. So, pretty excited about that. Let's see, we're going to hit him with a Zealous Accusation. Now, the Bone Rabble has 0 dodge. So, now normally this would hit 2 characters, but there's only 1 there, so that's just what we're going to do, but that's the only ranged attack that we have. So, he holds up his massive scroll of Holy Script, and it flashes with a blinding light and hits the Bone Rabble with an 8, which does hit, okay, because he has no dodge. So, that does hit for 5 points. So, the Bone Rabble is going to take 5 points of damage. Boom, there we go. And that is going to mark the end of the Crusader's turn. Hopefully he doesn't get hit too hard. So that would be really bad. Okay, next up is a monster. So that is going to be the Bone Rabble. Now, he Let's see what he does here real quick. We haven't looked at him before. He's got 2 abilities. If he's in the front ranks, which he is, he's in the aggressive stance, he's going to use ability 1, which is bump in the night. He's going to have to move 1, which he can do to the, he's going to go to the most aggressive character, the closest. It says closest, so he's going to move here and attack our Crusader. It's a 7 to hit, 0 chance to crit, 7 to hit with 4 damage. Now he has a debuff, so actually it's a 1 to crit for the bone rabble on him. Hopefully he doesn't roll that. He rolled a 3. He does actually hit the Crusader, which is not wonderful, because that's going to put the Crusader now at 14 damage, which is not great. So the Crusader is now at 14 damage on him out of 17. I don't want to lose him. That would be bad. Hopefully we can get him healed. And that is the end of the action for the... There's no other effect on it. It's just damage. And that is the end of the action for the Bone Rabble. Okay, we're going to go next and see another monster. Good Lord. Okay, the Bone Soldier's going next. Let's see what the Bone Soldier is going to do. The Bone Soldier is, it says, if he's in these 2, he's in defensive position, so he's going to use 1, which is Graveyard Slash. He's going to move, it's a range of 1, so he can hit what's most wounded. That will be between those 2. Well, the most wounded is actually the Crusader. But he'd have to move. He cannot get to the Crusader. He only has 1 movement, so he's going to pass on the Crusader. Next up would be the Highwayman. Between the Highwayman and the Vestal is more wounded. So that's who he's going to hit. Man, he could kill the Vestal right now or put her on death's door. Look at that. So that's really bad. Luckily, and the Vestal only has 1 move, so she's going to have to try and heal herself somehow. Okay, so we're going to, unless he misses, we're going to roll that. It's an accuracy of 9. It does have a chance to crit, though if he hits her, she's just going to go on death's door. She'll have to make a roll. Okay, a 10. Ow, wow, he missed. He missed the Vestal with his 1 range attack. Actually, he would have had to move into here to do that attack. So he missed, though. That is fabulous. So that is the Bone Rabble's turn. Let's come on, hero. Oh my God, I get so unlucky. All right, well, this is going to be the Cultist Acolyte in the archery position over here. If it is in the archery position, we're going to roll. We're just going to roll to see what it does. It's going to be a D10 roll. Okay, no matter what position it's in. We roll a 1. It is going to be, actually, if it's in any of these positions, a 1 to 4 is going to be a 1. It's going to do a stressful incantation against the most stressed. That is going to be the Plague Doctor. Now, she can move 3, so she can actually get to the Plague Doctor and do this. Is the Plague Doctor most stressed? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, yeah, it is definitely the Plague Doctor that's most stressed. So she will go from here, 1, 2, and now she is within, no, 3. She's within range of the Plague Doctor, and she's going to do this attack. Okay. So it has an accuracy of 9, and this is going to be bad. Okay, she rolled a 6, so she hit. That is going to do 1 point of damage to the Plague Doctor. He is at 7 now, but remember he's got all those bleed tokens when it's going to come up on his turn. And it also has an effect of increasing his stress by 1. He is very stressed out. At 5, halfway stressed out, and then lowering our torch by 1. Oh my gosh, that means next turn when we gain stress, we're going to gain an additional stress, unless the Vestal can get the light up, which she can. So that might be okay. Man, we only have 1 more monster. Is it going to go before us? Oops, too many cards. But it is going to be a hero. It'll go. So finally, our Highwayman gets to go. He's obviously going to try and take out that Bone Rabble. What's his best option here? He's going to do his Wicked Slice, which means he's going to move 1. Wait, he's got a 2 move. He's going to move 1, 2 into here. Oh wait, the Wicked Slice. The Wicked Slice is a 0. He's the one least damaged, so he's just going to move to here, and he's going to hit with his Wicked Slice. Has an accuracy of 9. The Bone Soldier does have 1 dodge. No, has 0 dodge. So we're okay there. So no dodge. So it needs 9 to hit. A 7 or 11. Let's see. I don't think it'll kill the Bone Soldier, but we'll get closer. If we hit a 7 exactly, well 9. So we did 7 points of damage to it with the Wicked Slash. And that is going to be his turn. Let me get the 7 points on the bone rabble. He's got 9, the bone soldier. So he's got 2 left. You can see that the combat goes really fast. I mean, once you get going on it, it's pretty good. Okay, next up we have the Vestal. The Vestal has a movement of 1. Oh, that sucks. So I think we'll do this. I need to get healing on our Plague Doctor really badly. We're gonna start with a Dazzling Light on the because it increases the torch. It's got a range of 1. We're going to attack the Bone Soldier with a Dazzling Light. It's got a 9 accuracy. It's only going to do 2 damage without a crit, but remember we're +1 if we can get. Never mind. So we're going to see if we can hit it. A 1. That is a crit on the bone guy. So what does that do? The Dazzling Light. Let's take a look at it. Dazzling Light's going to do 4. That's going to be enough to kill the Bone Soldier. That is good. It is now kaput, and the Bone Soldier comes off the board. That means all the rest of them are going to move up in position. Now the Bone Soldier will stay, so it's going to stay in our deck, and all of these ones will shuffle upwards. Okay. Okay, so because that could make a difference in their attacks. There's only 1 of them left to go. So that was 4 points. Now she's by herself, so she does de-stress 1 because she killed. She got a critical hit on one of the monsters. I wish there was other people with her, but there wasn't. And then it would stun it. Not a big deal, but it also puts our light back up to 3, so now we're back into the +1 crit range. Now for her second action, she could do Divine Grace on herself. I believe she can do that. It's 0 to 1, right? Yeah. I think for her second action, she's going to do Divine Grace. It'll give her 3. It's the same as the Fountain, but it could give her 5 on a crit, and the crit's right now 4 because of where the light is. So let's do that. She needs a 12 or less, so she's going a 1. She crit twice. Bam! That is going to take her stress down even further. Her stress down even further. She's actually doing quite good on stress. Yeah. And that's put her at a 2. She's only got a 1 stress right now. All right, and then that will heal her by how much? That's going to heal her by 5. That is fabulous. She needed to do that, so we're going to heal her 5, and that marks the end of her turn. Okay, 1 more to go is the Plague Doctor. Let's see, and he is going. So the Plague Doctor has a movement of, this space is full. No one else can get in there, but he has a movement of 3. So he's going 1, 2. Well, first off, we take a bleed, which means he takes another damage. But the way I read that Clotter ability, he's going to take another one of these tokens off right now. So without taking the effects of it. So he's almost dead, but he's stopped in that room. He's going to heal 3, so he'll survive if he stays there. And we can get in there maybe next turn. We'll see. Okay, and then for his second action, he will do a Plague Grenade. That'll be fun. Is he going to do a Plague Grenade? I think Plague Grenade is the way to go. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does do a lot of blight. And he needs a 9 to hit. It's going to hit both the cultist that's in there with him and or in there with the Crusader and the Bone Rabble, which might kill it if we get lucky. Don't think we'll get lucky, but we'll see. Okay, let's roll. We need a 9 or less to hit with that. Does the cultist have... The cultist has a dodge of 1, so it requires an 8. Let's see what we get. A 2! Is that a crit? It is right now. That is a crit right now, and I'll tell you why. Because, let me show you this. Oh no, it's a crit 0. Bummer. So we would have had to roll a 1. Okay, well they both take 1 damage. This isn't the most powerful attack. So the Bone Rabble, actually that Bone Rabble had 5 out of 6 health, so it did kill it. The Bone Rabble is dead. Comes off the board, and so does its card and initiative card. It is going back in the deck, and the other 2 move up. Now the Acolyte that has already gone takes a point of damage, but also, and this is very important, takes bleed, or sorry, 3. It's going to take 3 blight for 2 turns. Let me find the 3s. There are 3s in here. It goes all the way up to 4. 3. There's 2 3s. 3 blights for 2 turns. Does it have any resistance? It has debuff resistance, so it's not going to be affected by it. It can't reduce the blight. It's going to take that damage. That will kill it. They're pretty hefty though. The 2 cultists acolytes have 9 health, so that's not too bad. And then we know that the last one to go is going to be the other cultist acolyte. So it is in the rear position, which means, let's see what it's going to do. Actually, it's not anymore. It's in the defensive position. So it's still going to roll a d10. Let's see what it rolls. What is it going to do for its attack? A 2. It's going to do the same thing as it did before, right? Yeah, 1 to 4. It's going to go with 1. So it's going to do the stressed incantation. It's going to go with him here. I think it's got a range of what? 1. She can move 3, so she's going to move to here and attack the Plague Doctor with this attack. So it needs a 9. The Plague Doctor has a dodge of 0, so that's not helpful. Okay, it doesn't do a lot of damage. It just does stress and lowers the light, so it kind of sucks. A 6, so it did in fact hit for 1 point of damage on the Plague Doctor. Oh, I forgot to take the damage off the Plague Doctor at the end of his turn for the there. So 3. We'll put 1 back on because he just took it. And his stress will go up again. Oh gosh, stress is at 6 now. And this goes back down here. So if this was last turn, that had happened last, or that happens last rather, so he doesn't take the extra stress. He doesn't do anything else. So that is the completion of that card, and that is the completion of the round. We are going on to round 2. Okay, let me get the enemy and hero cards all shuffled up again as we go to round 2. Okay, here we go. These are all nice and shuffled. We'll get that up there. See, we get, oh, the Crusader goes first. This is wonderful. So maybe I can take one of these guys out. Let's see, what do we want to do with the Crusader? Obviously, I think Smite is the best way to go. Are they unholy? They are human. They're not unholy. They don't have an unholy thing to them. So I'm not going to be able to use the Smite as effectively. So I could use the Zealous Accusation and hit both of them with 5. That seems like a better way to go, but I'd have to move. Well, yeah, that's okay. So for a first action, he's going to actually move here. Hopefully we can keep those guys from moving into there with us, and then that'll heal him at the end of the turn, which is good, and put him within range of our Vestal. Okay, so we are going to attack them with our Zealous Accusation. That's what it looks like. It is got we need an accuracy of 9. They both have a dodge of 1, so we need 8 or less. We rolled 5s, so we did hit, we didn't crit, but that's going to do 5 points of damage to both of them. Bam, and that's it. So we get 5s on each of these two. One's at 6, one's at 5. They have 9 health. So we hit both of those with that, and that is the Crusader's turn. He does get rid of this debuff finally for this turn. Last of the debuffs off him. Okay, that is the end of his turn. Let's see who goes next. Hopefully it's one of us. It is one of us. The Highwayman gets to go. So the Highwayman has no statuses on him. I'm going to start checking that first. When the torch goes down, he gets a buff from an early riser. No, when the torch goes up. So he would have 1 buff token right now, which means he crits 1 higher. But that would go away at the end of this turn. Right, because the last turn the torch went up. It's going to go up again with the Vestal. And then I think he will... I don't really need him in there as much as well, the Vestal's not that hurt. So I guess what we're going to do is we're going to move him into here, where he will take a pistol shot at the most wounded of the 2 acolytes. So this is going to be range 1 or 2, so we got plenty of range. I could have stayed where I was at, but you might as well block that spot from letting them stop in it. I think it's only heroes heal there, but that's okay. Alright, so he is going to shoot. He could have just shot. You know what? If he shoots from where he's at, the Vestal can heal him. Move. No, we'll leave it there. I got a plan with this. Okay, so we're not marked, so we're just going to... We have an accuracy of 9, so he needs 8s. A 7, just barely hit, but did hit the wounded one for 5 more, which will kill it. And that one was the one in the archery. Yeah, so... Okay. So we kill the one that was originally in this space, which was this one. So this one is dead. No, wait. Is that right? No, this is one in the archery space, so it's this one that's dead. The reason that matters is because that's the one that also had the blight on it, right? He could have hit the other one. No, he would have shot the other one. He would have shot the other one for sure, because it still would have killed it. The other one's going to die from the blight. So he would have killed this one. Now that one's going to go out of the game right now. So I'm going to put that away separately. And it is dead. This one is gone. Okay. Good job. Cultist is gone. And now at the end of his turn, that was he moved and shot. That's the end of his turn. He's going to heal 3 damage, which is all the damage he actually had on him. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't say once per game session. As long as we stand there and end our turns, we're going to get healed. And that wasn't... The Crusader did end his turn there, didn't he? I did not heal him either. Going to do that. Okay. All right. Then last up, let's see. Well, not last up. We got 2 more cards to go, right? It's going to be the Vestal. Okay, the Vestal is going to move 1 here. Do I care about the light at the moment? I probably should. But I don't have... She didn't have the range. The range on Dazzling Light is only a 1. But the Divine Grace is good. We're going to hit the Plague Doctor, I think, with Divine Grace right now. So let's take a look at that. Again, it's got an accuracy of 12, 0 to range 1. It'll heal 3 points of damage. Because you know when the... now, this debuff on her is gone too. I forgot about that. Her debuff goes. Got to do those first. That's the first thing that needs to happen. Okay. Let's see. We got a 12 to hit. We're going to be okay there. 6. That's going to heal 3 points off of the Plague Doctor. So he's got 3 damage total on him now, which is pretty good. This was a good round for us. I don't know if we're going to stay in the dungeon or not, but at least we're not going to die. That was her total action. Then next up is the monster. So it's the last of the monsters to go. She is, let's just move everything aside. She first takes 3 damage. Is that going to kill her? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boom. Dead. End of session. We killed them all in 2 rounds. That is wonderful. Okay, let's get that packed up. So that was it. The Plague Doctor ended the fight before, well, actually, the Zealot ended or Cultist ended its own fight by dying from the poison, the blight that the Plague Doctor threw on it. That's pretty cool. So it's dead. All right, well, that is another one down. Another one bites the dust. And you see I've painted all of them as best I can and quickly so we can play. They turned out okay, I think. Yeah, they're fine. Again, it's the slop shop, whatever they call it. I think it's kind of funny. But that is going to end our battle in this room and end our fight there. Okay, so we're going to go to the end of fight. Now in this one, because we completed the objective room per the quest, we get an additional 10 gold. We didn't get any treasure in this one, but that's okay. We got 10 gold. I'll take 10 gold. I think you will too. Let's see, there's another 10. So we got quite a bit of gold going back to the... Now I could go back. I just don't think it's a good idea to go back. I don't know. What do you think? I think that going back might be treacherous for us, because we could come back through the dungeon. Let's get the dungeon back out. Okay, we know that the emptying of... So we know we can come back here and go through this trap room, right? This is blank. We don't care about that. We'd have to deal with this. That's not great. And one of these 2 rooms is going to be another objective where we get another 10 gold, and the other one's going to be a curio room. We have no torches. So I think that since we did complete actually one of complete our objective, 1 layer must be cleared at minimum quest goal clearing layers awards $10, 10 gold. And it says, if we choose to end it after the quest is over, you can give any amount of gold to the heir, gaining 1 experience points for 20 gold. Plus, whenever we end a session, we get some experience anyway. I think it's 3. I'm going to go check when we end the dungeon run that we're on right now. But I think we're going to stop right there with this dungeon. That'll put an end to it. That was pretty fun, though. I enjoyed it for sure. There's so many cards in this game. I'm trying to keep track of everything. It's kind of nuts. But... all the rooms and stuff that we have to deal with. It's pretty crazy, but it is what it is. Okay, let's get these all set up here, put the rooms back where they belong, and I'll come right back to you. Okay, we have returned to the Hamlet, and we're going to do a couple of things. First, in the Hamlet, the first thing that we do, this is going to be new for us, we're going to draw a Hamlet event card. Hopefully it's something good. There's good and bad in here. And we're going to take actions on this Hamlet board, depending on how many days we have. We will get multiple actions. one location can only be visited by one hero once. So you can imagine how important all of this is. And gold and experience. Now, the first thing we have to do before we do anything is decide how much gold we're going to spend on experience based on our last adventure. I have 40, 50 gold. It takes 20 to gain 1 experience, and that feels like not a lot. I mean, you're only going to gain a couple of experience points per quest, I think. But I think we'll turn in 20 to gain an experience point. Just 1, right? And that is right there. And though it's a community, again, a communal thing, experience points do not are not per character. So that gives us 10, 20, 30 more to spend in the Hamlet. Now, can I afford to go down further? I need to do some things. We got to heal up, right? If we go to the tavern, that's a stress reduction. We can spend 1 to reduce 3. I mean, I got to send the plague doctor there for sure. He's pretty stressed out. We can go to the sanitarium and heal. I mean, we have 5, 6 damage, so we could do that and get 3 back. We go in a little worse for wear. We can go to the Abbey, remove a quirk, or remove 2 quirks, 2 negative quirks. Well, nobody has 2. There's 2 people with 1. We got the weak grip on the highwayman, and we have the clumsy on the plague doctor. Those luckily, I mean, the plague doctor's effects did not trigger, but we do want to get rid of those. We know that we can't go to the graveyard in this scenario because of the necromancer, and the guild allows us to upgrade our hero for 4 experience points, or upgrade a skill for 2. So if I want to upgrade a skill, I have to get another experience. Can we survive on 10 gold, though? I don't think so. No, unfortunately, we're just going to have the 1 experience points. By the way, these 2 tokens are in the stagecoach. We always start with 2 hero tokens there. That means there's 2 heroes waiting in the wings when one of us dies. We can also go to the blacksmith and use one of the hero skills at its level 2 form for just the next quest at a cost of 1 gold. With 20 gold, I mean, it's going to depend on the event how many days we get, but 10 gold doesn't seem like it's enough. So I'm going to keep the 20 gold, and we're going to draw our event there. I mean, 10 gold might be enough for what we want to do, but I don't see it. Okay, let's see. The feast. A feast in commemoration of the family's estate's honor and our willingness to survive. Each hero can choose to fully recover either stress or health. Wow! Now I could have spent that money, but we're only going to get 1 day in the village, too. So we're only going to take 1 turn, but that's pretty okay with me. So the plague doctor obviously is going to recover all of this distress. So he's there. The crusader will recover all of his health. The highwayman actually is going to recover all of his stress because he just had barely anything on him. He was already healed. The Vestal will recover all of her health. It really says each hero? Yeah, each hero can restore either or. That is pretty good. And then we already did the plague doctor. So that was our event. That was a good event. But we're only going to get 1 day in the Hamlet before we have to venture out again. So I probably did keep too much money. I probably could have got 2 experience points. But we would have had to determine that, I think, before we entered the Hamlet. So I don't think it's fair to... Yeah, I don't think it's fair to do that. Okay, now we have to roll to place the caretaker. He's going to block a location. What's he going to block? 1. He's going to block the survivalist. I'm okay with that. That's extra provision dice. That would have been nice, but we can't go there this turn. So that's the end of that story. Okay, then we get to spend our day. Okay, now there's still some damage on the plague doctor. Just a little bit. It's what he's got. 3. He can go in the next thing fully healthy as well, but we got to get rid of some. We're only going to have 1 day. I want to get rid of a quirk for him. Or do I want to get rid of... I think the weak grip might be... Man, I wish we had 2 days. I'd love to have just 2 days to take care of this. But we're only going to be able to get rid of 1 negative quirk from 1 person. I think... Let me just refresh my memory on clumsy versus weak grip on these. I think with that... So clumsy... Clumsy is going to be whenever a hero takes damage, apply a debuff for 1 turn. That's pretty bad. He didn't. I guess I should have had some debuffs on him from the bleed. I got to remember little things like that. There's lots of little things to remember. I don't think it would have changed the outcome of anything. And then what's the other one? The weak grip. Whenever a hero suffers a critical damage, they suffer 1 stress. I mean, good news is that we didn't suffer any critical damage. I guess I'm going to get rid of the clumsy. So we'll send the Plague Doctor to the Abbey. That's going to cost us 2 gold. So I'll put that aside and give us 3 more. 3 gold. Where's my money? My money tokens are under here. Okay. So 1, 2. There's 2 back, so we still have quite a bit left. And we're going to get rid of this clumsy quirk. Now he's just got Clotter and Night Owl, which are both good quirks. That's good. Okay. Then I think, man, I could upgrade one of their abilities temporarily, but I don't know if that's valuable. I mean, it might be because we might not have anything else to do, right? I will send, who's got the most stress left? The Crusader. I guess I'll send the Crusader. How much do trinkets cost? We get a trinket at the Nomad's Wagon. Let me think about that. Well, hey, I did do something I need to correct. So this is a level 2 trinket. Actually, I guess I didn't catch it when I was shuffling up the level 1 trinkets. So the Crusader did have a trinket. We're just going to draw a random level 1 and see what it is. The Book of Relaxation. Remember, he traded it. So I think we'll leave that with the Crusader. But we're also supposed to draw 3 more for the Hamlet that turn because we can spend gold on them. It costs, I think, 4 gold for one of these trinkets, and we can swap them around however we need to. Okay, so we got those as well. So that may be who might visit the Nomad Wagon. Let's see what we got there. We got a critical stone plus 2 critical. Wow, that's pretty good. That's level 1. And then when you flip it around, you have to use it again with a minus 2 accuracy. Remember, trinkets have a good side and a bad side. A Scout without suffering any stress. It's Caution Cloak. Then we use it again. The fire drops down 1. And then the Warrior's Grip. Accuracy plus 2 when in defensive position. Ooh, that looks like the right one for our big guy, our Highwayman. Maybe I'll send the Highwayman to the Nomad's Tent. And again, the cost of that are... buy a level 1 trinket for 4 gold. That seems like a no-brainer. So we're going to send... Now, that means that he's not the one who's going to get rid of his weak grip. So we're going to go there, and we're going to spend 4 gold. So it's another 5 are down. Put 1 more. Still got plenty left. And we're going to take this Warrior's Grip. Or do I want the one that does the critical? Man, that's plus 2 crit. Now, I like the accuracy. We can do pretty good with the accuracy. So he's going to take that. That's his trinket. These 2 are still there, but we're not going to go back to them. So because we're only going to get 1 turn here. Next up, I do believe the Crusader might as well go heal the rest of his stress up. So he'll go here, and for 3 gold, he will heal his stress 1, 2, 3, which will put him back up to maximum. I'll take that. And then lastly, we have the Vestal. The Vestal doesn't have a lot of places. Sorry, I meant to send him to the tavern. He was healing stress, not life. She doesn't really need to do anything. I guess she could go upgrade one of her abilities for 2 turns. She doesn't need to heal, because we got really lucky there. Already visited the Nomad's Wagon. We go to the Blacks. I think the only thing she can really do, because she can't go to the graveyard and gain a virtue, because it's blocked by the quest we're on with against the Necromancer. See, it says graveyard is blocked. Can't use the graveyard. There's undead walking around in there, I guess. So I think what we'll do... Man, it's 1 gold. We can do that. We're going to save quite a bit of gold here, I guess. But yeah, let's do that. We'll go here, and she's going to... we can also swap out abilities here, and I'm really thinking about swapping out the Stunning Blow for the Crusader. But let's first look at her, because she's going to go there, and for 1 gold, we're going to have 9 left up from that. Gain a... So see, we did use a lot of the gold, and reasonably so too. So 4 back. Oh no, 9 back. Sorry, 9 back. We're going to upgrade one of her abilities just for this current adventure. So let's take a look at her. Let's find the Vestal again. I think we're going to upgrade either her Dazzling Light or her Judgment. Judgment 2 heals self for 3, and it'll do 5 or 10 damage on a crit. We can do Dazzling Light 2, which is, again, it just does more damage. The Dazzling Light just does more damage at that point. It increases the torch by 1 and does 1 level of stun. But it does a 3 and a 5 instead of a 2 and a 4. And then, let's look at the Divine Grace 2. Heals 5 or 7. I think that's the way to go. We're going to temporarily upgrade her Divine Grace to level 2. And that's just for this adventure, and it costs 1 gold to do that. Sad we're only going to get 1 day in the village, right? Okay, that is everybody's actions in the village. That's it. We're done. So we get to return that Hamlet card, and our Hamlet event deck goes away, and we're going to set up for our next adventure, and then we'll end the episode. Here's what I swapped out Stunning Blow with. We'll see how this goes. It's called Bulwark of Faith 1 itself. It can be done in any of these 3 positions. And what it does is armor you up, gives you an armor token, which I don't remember exactly what that does, but we can look at all the status cards and find out. Not a big deal. We'll look at that. It marks you for 3 turns, but also increases the torch by 2. I think that's really good to have a couple people that can keep the torch going. And let's take a look and see what that armor, can't remember exactly what armor does. We're going to look at the statuses. Let's see. Guard, no, that's not. Protection. A protected character takes only half damage from that protection. That's pretty good. We can go into battle that way, right? So that's going to end our Hamlet phase. We are completely done. And before we end our session today, we're going to look at the 2 quests we have available, and we're going to take one of those now. We go through one more, and then we have to go after the boss, the Necromancer himself. So we have Scout Ahead. Now, I discarded one of them at random, so it was, I don't even remember which one it was, but this is the 2 I was left with. I kind of like this one. 1 XP for every 2 rooms cleared. That says, the estate has remained a secret for far too long. This was the rightful owner's decision to send you on a mission to scout ahead. Who knew what horrors lurked in the shadows, though? I think we're going to do this one. There's 2 empty rooms. 1 too dark to see. I think it's a darkness room. 2 curio rooms, 2 layers, and 1 trap. That's not too bad. Then there's, we have Wipe 'em Out, which is 1 per layer cleared. But I think we're going to discard that one. So that one is gone. And we're going to take Scout Ahead. So I will get the board set up for our next dungeon run. Let's just draw our map card right now for that. We'll get it set up, and then we'll call it a long video. It's going to be a long one. It took me 2 days to film and a lot of time. So let's see. We don't want this one in there. That is the Darkest Dungeon tile. So, okay, here we go. Let's see what we get. This is our dungeon layout. That's kind of chaotic. Nice. All right, I will lay everything out. We'll have it ready, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.